Strange how the past taps you on the shoulder when you least expect it. I was folding laundry, half listening to an old playlist we used to play when we drove up north, when my phone buzzed. Just her name. First name only, no heart beside it, no label like X or used to be. Just her. Again, as if no years had passed. Hey, she wrote. And that was all. A two-letter ghost knocking on the door of my day. My heart didn't leap, but it definitely stirred. Like someone waking up in a room they didn't fall asleep in. I stared at that message longer than I should have, wondering what it meant, what it could mean. Maybe nothing. Maybe everything. Isn't that always how it starts again? A single word, a small door creaking open, and behind it all the weight of what we were, of what we might still be, somewhere beneath the ruin and regret. She always used to say words mattered, that once they were out they couldn't be taken back, like perfume in the air or ashes in the wind. So I stared at her, hey, like it was some kind of holy scripture. It wasn't just a casual message. No, not from her, not to me. It was her way of testing the waters, her toe brushing the surface of a river we both drowned in once. I didn't know what to say back. I typed 3 different things and deleted them all. Settled finally on hi. You okay? Not because I thought she wasn't, but because I wasn't sure why else she'd reach out. Divorce isn't the end of love. Sometimes it's just the end of the fighting. The silence that follows is worse. You miss the arguments, miss the sound of her voice. Even when it was angry, even when it was tired of you. That's the kind of love we had. Loud, wild, stupid, and real. She answered quickly, like she'd been waiting for my reply. I'm fine. Just thinking about things lately. I could almost hear her voice saying it. Soft, cautious. The way she spoke when she wasn't sure if she was allowed to feel what she was feeling. She never wanted to admit she missed anything. Even when we were together, she had pride like armor. And I was the idiot knight who couldn't stop trying to break through. I wondered what things meant. Her life, the parts of it I wasn't in anymore. I didn't ask. I said, yeah, me too. Because that felt true, even if I hadn't admitted it to myself. I had been thinking about things too. About her. About us. About how even after all this time, her name still made my stomach turn in a way that wasn't entirely painful. More like muscle memory. Love, once learned, doesn't get unlearned. It just waits. Asked how the family was. I gave her the usual answers. But I knew what she was really asking. She was looking for a reason. Any excuse to talk. And I gave it to her. Because I wanted it too. That's the truth I don't want to say out loud. I wanted her to text me. I wanted her to remember. I wanted her to wonder. We weren't right together. I know that. We cracked and broke in ways that couldn't be patched. But there were days we were magic. Moments that still shine in the back of my mind like forgotten jewelry. Her laugh in the morning when coffee spilled. The way she danced barefoot in the kitchen to songs she only half remembered. We had a language no one else spoke. Until we forgot it. She asked if I still went to the old bookstore. The one we used to wander through on rainy Sundays. I told her no. Not in a long time. She said she went last week. That it smelled the same. Like pages and old wood and memories. She said she thought of me when she walked past the poetry section. That she even picked up a Neruda book. And almost bought it. I told her I still had the one she gave me. The spines cracked. Pages dog-eared. Cover soft from years of holding. She said that's good. And then there was silence. The kind of silence that says more than any message could. I think she was crying. Or maybe I was. Doesn't matter. We were both feeling too much. And maybe that's why we didn't work. We felt too deeply and spoke too little. Our love needed translators. Instead we just yelled in different dialects of the same pain. She asked if I was seeing someone. I said no. I almost asked her the same. But I didn't. I didn't want to know. Not really. What if she was? Would it make me happy for her? Or ruin me for the rest of the day? She said, funny, right? After all that, and here we are. Still not with anyone. And I said, yeah. Funny. But it wasn't funny. It was heavy. Like all the lonely nights we tried to forget suddenly caught up to us. Maybe we both dated. Maybe we both pretended. Maybe the silence between new people never sounded quite right. She used to say I was hard to love, but easy to miss. I used to say she was impossible not to write about. That's the thing about women like her. They don't just leave. They echo. She sent me an old photo. Us on the beach. Laughing. My arms around her waist. Sand on our faces. God, we looked so young. So certain. She wrote, "Remember this." And I did. Too well. That was the day we swore we'd never lose each other. Swore we'd hold on no matter how hard life pulled. And life pulled hard. And we let go. Not all at once, but finger by finger. Promise by promise. We didn't fall out of love. We fell out of trying. And that's the tragedy, isn't it? Not that love ends, but that it fades so slowly you don't even realize it's gone. Until the echo of it feels louder than the real thing ever was. But seeing that photo, I felt a tug. Not toward her. Maybe. But toward the man I was with her. And I missed him too. She said she's been writing again. Little poems. Nothing serious. Just fragments. She sent me one. 4 lines. About a storm and 2 trees leaning on each other. I read it 6 times. And I cried. Not because it was brilliant. But because it was her. And because it reminded me of how she used to write lines about me when she thought I was sleeping. About the curve of my back. The way my hands held sorrow like they were born for it. She used to say I was her storm and her shelter. And I never knew how to live up to that. Maybe no one can. But hearing she's writing again made me feel proud. Like maybe in some small way I didn't destroy all the beautiful parts of her. We talked for hours that night. About nothing and everything. About how the dog we had died last winter. About how her mom's getting older. About how the world feels different now. I didn't ask what she wanted. I didn't press. I just listened. And maybe that was the most love I'd shown her in years. Not in chasing her. Not in fixing anything. Just in being there. Steady. Quiet. Present. She said I miss talking like this. And I said me too. And that's all it was. Not a reunion. Not a rekindling. Just 2 people sitting in the wreckage of something once beautiful. Trying to warm themselves with the memory of it. And maybe that's enough. Maybe that's all we ever really get. The next day she didn't text. I didn't either. That's how it always was with us. High tide. Then drought. But I kept checking my phone. Hoping. Wishing. Wondering. Love doesn't leave clean. It leaves fingerprints on everything. You move on. But part of you stays parked outside their heart. Waiting for the porch light to flick on. That night I dreamed of her. Of us. Laughing again. Fighting again. Holding again. Waking up was hard. Reality was colder than memory. But I didn't regret the messages. Didn't regret feeling. Even if it tore a little. Even if it opened up a wound I thought was scarred shut. Some pain is worth it. Days passed. Then a week. Then she texted again. Do you ever think we gave up too soon? And I swear I stopped breathing for a full minute. Because yes, I do. All the time. But I didn't say that. I said sometimes. And that was enough. Sometimes means maybe. Sometimes means hope. Sometimes is a door that hasn't fully closed. She said me too. And I stared at those 2